Hi, I'm Coach Britney Anderson, and I got next.
What it do, SLT Nation? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Sports Life Talk. You got next, where life without sports is just nothing but talk. Kevin and I have made it our mission, our every waking moment, to find you these encouraging stories of outstanding, exemplary people doing amazing things and accomplishing big dreams. And the show don't stop. We promised y'all bigger and better. And today, we came through. We got Stanford assistant coach Britney Anderson in the building. Yo, Kev, you got it. You have you won the championship in anything in your life, dog? Have you won a ring anything? I'm just curious.
Of course, man. I'm a baller. I'm a chef. I mow yards. I do it all, man. I'm a champion at whatever I do,
brother. Father's Day gifts don't count. I am your host, the Mouth of the South, B. Jones. I'm rocking alongside my best friend, my partner, my colleague, my ace-spoon cone. Before the show, he told me that I am Bobby Brown and he is Keith Sweat. Kev, how you feeling?
No. You flipped that, sir. I told you I'm Bobby Brown.
No, I didn't agree. I'm Bobby B. So,
Coach, didn't he agree? When I said, okay, and then we went on air.
I said I agreed to the duo. You didn't say you wasted Coach time. We got a 5-star recruit waiting for Coach to call in. You fighting over the semantics of Bobby Brown versus Keith Sweat. Hey, listen, y'all, but welcome to the show. If y'all are rocking with us for the first time, we want to say thank you so much for tuning in to the channel. It means a lot. It helps us to go a long way to accomplish our dreams, because we got next as well. Right now, we are on the mission to get to 1,000. Hopefully, by the time that you hear this episode, we have hit it. But just in case, we need you to do us a small favor that goes a long way. And that is to, on the count of 3, we are going to smash that subscribe button. Are you guys ready? 1, 2, 3. Boom. Stanford, stand up. Virginia Tech, Blacksburg, all y'all stand up. We in the building with the coach, Britney Anderson. How you doing today, Coach?
I am doing well. Happy to be here with you all.
Hey, listen, this is the first time Kevin and I brought out the white polos. We said we had to go regal today. We had to have our championship best on, because we got the Stanford assistant coach. What is the ring on right now, Coach? Can we see it?
No, I don't have it. We just turned in our ring size this week, so hopefully soon, but I don't have it. So
all right, coming. Hey, you know what? Your smile is worth a million rings. So you already a winner. You already a champion in life. Listen, Coach, before we could give the microphone to you and you tell us all about this amazing run, about your story, about what it was like playing 4 years in Blacksburg, we got to take you through the Sports Life Talk initiation. Okay?
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, Kev, let's do it.
All right, Keith. To initiate you into the SLT family, you got to give us your top 5 hip-hop artists.
Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, Kanye West, Tupac, and Biggie.
Okay, so with the Kanye West, are we talking old Kanye or
old
Kanye?
Old Kanye. I've been working out to like old Kanye recently, and I'm like, okay, like not anything new.
Hey, I don't know if she practiced that, kid, but that was the fastest 5 I've ever seen. She rattled those off. She knew them.
I just think about who I listen to in the morning, working out. So.
Hey, B. Jones, we stay ready, so
you may be young, but you're ready.
Yeah, see, I told you with Keith Sweat, because I wouldn't.
No, I'm Bobby Brown, man.
No, whatever. All right, so Coach, what are your favorite sports teams?
It's hard for me to pick a team. Redskins, Washington football team, but I think that's just family. My dad has always been a fan. Every year they're going to win a Super Bowl. And he says it, and I think that's just ingrained in me. I like the Boston Celtics, NBA. And then for WNBA, I would say, right now, I would say the Seattle Storm. I was a Mystics fan because one of my teammates went for them. But right now, I'd say Seattle.
Didn't they get beat by the Aces the other day? Because it was a tight game.
In overtime, yes.
Yeah, in overtime. Brianna Stewart is the truth. All right, Coach, so who is your favorite superhero and why?
Superhero, I would say Serena Williams. And the reason why I say Serena Williams is because of the armor she has to put on daily in order to do what she does, how she does it in her own unique way, in an area or an arena that really wasn't accepting of her, whether it be what she looks like, her stature, everything that goes along with it, being married to who she's married to, having a kid and doing it her way. I would say Serena.
That is truly a special talent. Yeah, that's where she is a superhero. Bravo, Coach. Yeah. Bravo.
All right, Serena. So since every good superhero needs their own theme music, what would your theme song be?
I'm a Survivor by Destiny's Child.
I can hear the song in my head right now. Yeah, I love that track.
It's just a word. I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not going. You just keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, so I hear the words, and I can see Beyonce. Well, this is great. All right, B. Jones. I think it's safe to say that Coach is in the family.
Coach, you are our first national champion in the family. We got one in the family. Everybody should have one. Hopefully you can get to know Coach here a little bit better. Well, welcome to the show. This is the part of the show where we talk about your background and where you're from. But before we do that, I just gotta address the elephant in the room. The NIL went through last night. Mm-hmm. How big is that? How huge is that for women's sports, especially for the women's college game? What do you see the impact on this being, in the next couple of months or even the next couple of years?
As a former Division I college athlete, I would say it's something that was long overdue. It's something that I'm happy these athletes will be able to see and experience. I wish the Fab Five got their wins back. I wish Reggie Bush got his back. There's just a lot of people you think of who kind of sacrificed a lot. And I read something today, I was on Instagram, there was a football player at UCF who quit playing so that he could make money from his YouTube channel.
That's right.
His YouTube channel was going to bring him more money than whatever a scholarship could basically pay for him to go to school. And so he stopped playing football. And I had no idea. So just like as you see the stories come out, I think it is huge. I think it's huge for women's basketball. I think these young women work extremely hard, and they have the following on social media, and it allows them to tap into other avenues to help themselves once they're done playing basketball, because the ball is going to stop bouncing. And I think it kind of gives them a more realistic view of, okay, once this is done, what can I do with this? How can I help this work in my favor?
Well, it's about time the rest of the world caught up with Alabama. So, all right. Paying them players. All right, so Coach, now you're from Blacksburg, Virginia, is that correct? You're from the VA?
A roundabout way. So.
All right, so tell us about growing up, though.
I was born in Maryland. My dad was in the military. We moved to Texas. I lived in Texas. I lived in Killeen, Texas, Fort Hood, and then moved to DeSoto, Texas, which is right outside of Dallas.
That's right down the street from Camp House.
I'm in DeSoto right now.
Really? Yes, I went to DeSoto West Junior High.
Wow.
I went to school, these names you might not know, Des Willingham and Charles Stokes. They're involved in girls basketball now, so they're still in it. Started kind of playing basketball down there. Girls basketball, I would say girls basketball in Texas is like a completely different level. First time I saw Tamika Catchings play, knew who Ashley Robinson was, like those people. And Duncanville High School was the powerhouse for girls basketball. So I watched them playing growing up, and then I moved to Virginia right before my freshman year of high school was when I moved to Virginia. So my dad got stationed in Virginia, moved to Richmond, went to high school in the Richmond area for 3 years, and then I went to Blacksburg High School for 1 year, and then I went to Virginia Tech from there. So I put down Blacksburg because that's where I graduated high school from.
I got you.
Like a roundabout way of getting there.
Man, I want to talk so much about your playing career, but it's just so much to unpack before we can get to you feeling the sweet, soft, subtle hints of confetti going all over your face. We got to get all the way to that point. But now, Kevin, my brother, my ace-boom coach, he's swag and get buckets, coach. He's swag and get buckets. Can I give you the rock right now? You get 10 buckets on Kevin. Can you show him who's the boss for once and for all?
I could.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you can. You know why? Because the strength of your game, after doing research, was your shot. Kevin, coach shot 44.6%, sir. That is unheard. She don't miss, but hey, every 2 shots, one going in. Don't look like that. Don't look like that.
No. Hey, just give me 1 second. Reach out to Coach Procell and ask him about my hooping skills. I forgot. Ask him. Ask the kids I play with at my middle school. I'm a coach too.
Okay.
Did you take a team to 3 NCAA tournaments? Did you participate at the highest level of basketball and collegiate in Blacksburg? Sir,
hold up. Wait, B. Joe, does video games count? Because if you ask me, I got experience on NCAA. I'm just saying.
Hey, coach. So, but before we get to what you guys did in this incredible run at Stanford, you had an unusual way of getting into the coaching circles, right? You actually did what, before this channel blows up, I'm a corporate recruiter, so I saw that and I was like, wait a minute, coach is a recruiter? So you spent some time doing kind of the whole corporate thing. Tell us a little bit about that transition in 2008 to 2013.
So I graduated from Virginia Tech with a degree in apparel design and merchandise management. And my dream was like, I love fashion. I love being around it. I love being in it. And I was going to move to New York and work for a company. I didn't know what company, but some type of internship. I was trying to figure out, okay, how do I want to make this work for me? So that was my plan. The plan didn't work out and it didn't happen. I had these plans. I can't remember something was going on as far as we were going into recession. Something happened at that time, which was around 2007 when I graduated. And I graduated and I was like, well, I guess I can't do that because these internships are away.
The housing market crashed.
Yes. And so
in the car industry, remember Obama had to bring it all back. They had to give money to save all that. Yep.
Yeah. So that was going on. So these internship opportunities, they just kind of went away. So I was like, okay, what do I want to do? What can I do? And I started working for an engineering firm in the Washington, D.C. area, which it was in Northern Virginia. And I started as a recruiter. And I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I just knew, you do high school visits, you do college visits. It's a way for me to get work experience. But I was just, one of the things I was adamant about was I don't want to be a coach. I don't want to be a coach. So several of my coaches from college were like, hey, you should think about it. One in particular, Bobby Kelsey. And I was like, I'm not doing that. So I get into this field, I start working as a recruiter and I loved it. I enjoyed it, but I got bored with it because it didn't really challenge me. It got easy and I was coaching AAU in the summer. So in between doing those two things, I was fine, I was set, but I was like, you know what, I need to challenge myself more. I need to do something else to challenge myself more. So then that's how I kind of got into coaching. But I tell even players I've coached, I tell other coaches who are trying to figure out, do I really want to do this? Coming from being an athlete to being a coach, the transition and how it can go for people, it doesn't always go well because you have to take off your hat of being an athlete and then now you're a coach. And I knew a Division I college athlete, that's not the real world. And I had some growing up to do. So I'm glad I went that route because had I gotten into coaching right after playing, I'd have been fired and they'd have been like, don't hire her. She's not it. So I'm glad I took that route, but in trying to just find myself, I'm one that's big on helping people. So being a recruiter, it helped me see my purpose in that moment, helping people find jobs, helping people move up and stuff like that. So I enjoyed it and I coached AAU, but the corporate recruiter days, I will say you're a corporate recruiter, you are a grinder because it's not easy.
Ain't nothing we do easy. Ain't nothing we do easy. It's this the world we choose. Now, did you take that recruiting skill set of connecting with people, being able to do an elevator, being able to pitch something on the go, knowing you got a short window of attention span? Have you taken those same skills and transitioned those into what you do when you're in somebody's living room, or when you visit XYZ high school to help recruit those kids to come to Stanford or the next stop or whatever school you previously were at?
Yeah, it helped me just being able to connect with people. It also helped me trying to find something like quickly to connect with them on, because you have like a very small window. And looking back, it's helped me even more with like, these young ladies have a whole bunch of people coming at them about different things. So how can you connect with them, allow them to see, hey, this is an opportunity maybe you should look into, and then go from there.
Yeah.
So it helped me big time, but it made me grow up. I will say that, because I was just like, you're an athlete, you think this is the world, and then it's really not. So I can help me be able to speak on like that side. I worked in corporate America, so I kind of know how that is.
All right, well, the people didn't click on here to hear me talk about being a corporate recruiter. They want to know what happened at Stanford and how it happened. When did you know that this team was special?
So I took the job around this time. It's around this time. Yeah, around this time last year. And I had seen film. I had seen what the team had, and I talked to Kiana, our senior point guard, and in my first conversation, I'm like, this year, last year, it's your last go around if we have a season because of COVID.
That's
She's
right.
like, I really want us to have a season. I really want us to have a season. She was like, we're going to be really, really good. I said, what's the goal? She said, to win that championship. And I said, okay, well, what does that take? What is that going to take? So just kind of throwing it back at her of like things to like think about. But she said it, everybody else said the same thing. So they all had the same thought as far as this team can win a national championship. When we lost 2 games back to back, we lost to Colorado and we lost to UCLA. And how we lost those games were pretty much the exact same in how we lost them. And they turned the page. They decided, okay, we're going to change as a team, and then we're going to roll from there. That's when I was like, okay, you start thinking about all the things that if we don't do this, then we won't win. If you don't do this, then we won't win. So it was probably after those 2 games, but from the beginning, that's what the players said. They said it from jump.
So we ask a lot of people. We get a lot of we've reached out to a lot of head coaches from HBCUs, small schools, D2, D1, and we've been fortunate enough to talk to a lot, especially African American female coaches. Mm-hmm. And we always ask them that same question: how did it feel to see Dawn Staley and Adia Barnes play in this Final Four and just set records and go viral and just set the world on fire with this? But you had a front row seat. So I'm gonna ask you this question, but I want to know what did it feel like to not only see them in the Final Four, but to work up under, to work, across the table from coaches like Adia Barnes and compete and actually be on the same floor with them?
It's inspiring, and inspiring from the standpoint if it gives you something to look up to, or gives you like, okay, that could be me one day. I'm a firm believer, if you can't see somebody else doing it, it's hard for you to envision yourself doing that. I'll never forget that when I met Dawn Staley for the first time, we were out recruiting. It's probably like 5 or 6 years ago. And I said, hey, how are you? She said, I'm good, how are you? And she just started a conversation. And for me, it was just like, I'm standing here talking to Dawn Staley. We're out here recruiting. She doesn't have to talk to me. She has no idea who I am. She doesn't need to talk to me. But just her genuineness, her being willing to talk back, somebody that she has no idea who it is. And then to see Adia with what she's done, what she did as a player, to go back to her alma mater and do that and more, and to surpass that. It inspires you, and it gives you hope, like, okay, this could be me one day, but it could be somebody I coach one day, it could be my friend one day. But for me, it was like, we got to continue to support each other.
I got 2 questions real quick. Did you get to meet Russell Wilson?
No, I didn't.
You didn't get to meet Russell Wilson. I'm gonna take it off basketball because I had more questions.
Okay.
Kev is selfish with his time. You know how these R&B singers can be. I'm spending time with Coach Kev. Me and Coach Anderson got some stuff we need to talk about. You are a avid book reader, so I said, you know what? If I'm gonna get on the microphone, I need to know what is a good book that you would recommend for a startup podcast for like me and Kev. We trying to grow. And you've read some like I looked through your titles and you've read Tiffany Haddish, you've read Gucci Mane, you've read Nicole Yo, you've read just so many. I mean, even it was one other one that I was like, wow, she's all over the place. She's reading a little bit of it was a bunch of great a lot of great stories. But anyway, what's a good book? What's your favorite book? Tell us a little bit about this passion of reading you have.
I think my passion of reading comes from struggling with it when I was younger. It just was an area I had to work at. And it's something that my mom pushed like when we were younger. We went to the library, we got books, different stuff like that. And it's so funny because like those things are what you fall back on. Although you're like, I'm not doing anything that I did when I was younger, but you go back to that as you get older. And it's also reading something for me that takes my mind off of just my job, just the basketball, worried about the kids. I'm worried about the young ladies on our team, worried about, it just kind of like calms me. A book that I would suggest for you, I would say, actually it's right here. I would say this one. It Takes What It Takes.
Okay,
And
I hope it comes with a movie because that's about to
It takes what it takes. See, Kev, she's trying to put us on game to something. Yeah, you definitely Bobby Brown.
It just kind of
can't win for losing right now. we getting blessed right now with a book. All we have to do is read this book, and we gonna blow up. And there you go. It need to be
I think
this
book just gives you something to think about. It helps you think a different way. One of the things I think sometimes we think things are like good or bad, and sometimes things just are. They just are what they are, but we try to like categorize them. But that's a good book. My latest read, and I didn't have it up, that y'all probably gonna be like, that's a random book. And I'm like dissecting this book. It's called What Happened to You. It is this one. And it's by
Oprah Winfrey,
Bruce Perry and Oprah Winfrey, but it talks about trauma that we might not see as trauma when we're younger and how it shapes us and how it shapes other people. And I also believe if you try to understand others, it helps you understand yourself as well.
That's
so
right.
I feel like it's my duty as a coach helping these young women figure it out. I learn more about myself, but also help them and learn more about them. So that's a tough question. Like Michelle Obama's book is great. Michelle Obama's book is great. That has, for you, Kevin, I'll say there is a Netflix special on the book.
As soon as we get off of here, I'm gonna buy him an Audible.com subscription. I'm gonna get him on that Audible because Kev, you can just listen to it when you drive.
Because I got an hour ride to my job, so I used to do that. But I'm like, I'm falling asleep listening to this, so I had to switch it up. All right, Coach. So if anyone follows you on Instagram, they can see that you're having like a hot coach summer. You just out there living your best life, right? So how much
she wilding, Kev? She wilding. All in Cabo. She everywhere,
man. Yeah. So
seafood. Just doing her thing, bruh.
Yes. So, Coach, how much pressure did you feel this season to win a championship compared to other seasons?
Because of how the season went and because we were on the road and we were kind of like in the bubble, you had less distractions of other stuff. So you, like, if you're home, you just come and go whenever you want. Just had less distractions. I didn't feel the night before the Final Four game, didn't sleep. Night after the Final Four game, slept maybe 2 hours. But at that time, I think it's just you're on fumes and making sure that, okay, are they okay? And your mind's just going and it's hard to calm down. I didn't feel any pressure per se myself, because I was like, just make sure they're prepared, they got to go out here and they got to be able to play. So I didn't feel the pressure. I didn't. We turned it over and South Carolina had that last layup. I was like, I think I froze. And the people were like, well, what were you thinking? I couldn't tell you. I just had to look at the score like 3-4 times to see. But I didn't feel any pressure.
All right, so my daughter and I, we're looking for a school for her to continue her basketball career, all right? Why should I send her to Stanford in order for her to, pursue her dreams of going to WNBA?
You're going to get a great, excellent, superior education.
Well, Kevin, if they your child and they don't want to read, they ain't gonna even get into Stanford, man.
Look here, you start talking about my daughter like that. She can read.
I mean, the baby got to pick up a book, Kev, to get into Stanford.
Just because her daddy don't read all the time, don't mean
I'm messing with you.
Daughter don't like to read.
And your Tara is, as they say now, she is the GOAT. She is. She's coached a ton of players. She has coached a ton of players who've been doctors, who have gone on to play professionally. Some have played longer than most, but you'll always have that opportunity because people will always know, oh, she went to Stanford, and they will always check back to see how things are going. They won't forget about her.
All right, so what is the one thing that basketball has taught you that you can learn and that you can use in everyday life?
There's nothing I can't do. When you are an athlete, you put in your body mentally and physically through the most vigorous training in order to compete. And it's more mental than physical. And you're making times, which helps you mentally. You're making mile times that you're like, I don't know if I can do that, but you do it. You're balancing academics as well as your sport. And then everything that goes along with it that a lot of people don't talk about. But it's pretty much taught me somebody says I can't do something. It's just like one of those things where it's like, I can do it. I can do it. So it gives you a mentality and a mindset.
All right, so I'm going to ask you this one so we can get to the really, really fun part. All right, Coach. So this is the part where I get like in your business, okay?
Okay.
I know you're a national champion and you have a hot coach summer. So I know you've seen the movie Love and Basketball, correct?
Yes.
So let's pretend that you are Monica Wright.
Okay.
Is there a Quincy McCall in your life?
I'm stuck in the third quarter. And I've been stuck in the third quarter for a long time.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. How tall are you, Coach?
About 6 even, 5'11", 6 even.
Okay, yeah. So is there like a height requirement?
No.
Okay, the reason I ask you this is a young lady on our show, which you can watch at Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Central on YouTube and Facebook. She is 5'10".
Okay.
And she says if they're not 6'2", they don't have a chance.
Really?
Yeah, really.
I know. It's crazy to me too, Coach.
I'll just say this. I used to have that mindset, but I'm 36. When I was younger, I had that mindset. I don't know how old she is. I think as you get older, what you're looking for changes over time. It changes.
She almost 50, Coach. I pray she don't watch this. Nah, she's not really almost 50, but she grown. She older than you. She older than 36.
I mean, I used to say I wanted this height, wanted that, but it just doesn't. Sometimes that doesn't pan out. But I would date somebody that's shorter than me. I have in the past, but just stuck in the third quarter.
Hey, Kev, I got one more question for him. Coach, let me ask you this question. You seem like your Instagram page is very intentional. I may be stepping out on a limb, but me and Kevin, we going on probably about 50, 60 of these shows. And we've met a lot of good people, but your Instagram page seems to be very intentional, as if you're trying to get a point across, or at least you want to make someone think and process things as they go through. It was one post you put on there. It was you in the sunset, and it said, always remember your why. And that stuck with me for some odd reason. It inspired me, Coach. So I want to flip that back on you. What is your why, Coach?
These young women that I coach. I was them at one point trying to figure it out. Like, and it's not, I think with kids nowadays, it's not, do I want to do this? How does this look like? And I think helping them paint a picture of what it actually is as they're going through it, because they have in their mind that it looks like Instagram. And I think that is a big, I don't want to say issue, but it's a big thing now. They think that, oh, it looks like this, looks like this, but helping them understand. So it's always been these young women. That's why I do what I do. It's it's my 9th year coaching. And just hearing from some of the young ladies who've either graduated or I coached a year, or who I recruited that I didn't coach, just letting them know that you always have somebody you can talk to that's going to encourage you, help you in any way that I can help you. But it's always been about them. And I think it helps them see that as women, we can build each other up. It doesn't always have to be a competition to where we're tearing each other down.
Coach, if I cry, don't just keep talking. All right, Coach, it is that time of the show where Kevin and I...
Sweat. Bobby Brown don't cry. So go ahead, Keith.
Yeah, he snorts. Hey, listen, we at that point in the show. We're at the point in the show where Kevin and I take the gloves off and we go from brother to competitors, and we put you in a front row seat and you become the judge and get to call all the shots. So are you ready? This is called Sports Life Talk Championship Rounds. All right. Have you ever played the game Would You Rather?
Oh, yes, I have.
All right. It's a very simple game. I'll give you an option. Kev will give you an option. You have to select one of those options. You can't change them or manipulate it, but whichever one most is applicable to you and your situation, you select that option and go from there. All right. Just tell us a little bit why you chose it. Now, for those of you who are keeping up, the first person to 3 will win this game. The first person to 2 or the best out of 3 will win this game. And right now, after 50 episodes of championship rounds, we are dead locked at 25-25. And for those of you who think we are trying to manufacture this, we do not. We literally come in with 2 options that we think are very volatile and could go back and forth, and we let the judges determine it. So with that being said,
being said, Coach Anderson, I am the one who reached out to you, so please remember that. Just
okay. I got you.
All right. Well, Kev, I think you go first, right? You won the last game, huh?
I thought you won the last one.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll start it off because I feel like I got a really good one here. All right, Coach Anderson, would you rather curl up to a good book and a glass of wine at a fireplace, or
go on a hiking adventure, taking in the scenes, and picnicking in a field of flowers?
Book. The first one. Book.
Yeah, we already.
Wine.
That's
that
why
boy
he knew he was
beast.
gonna win it.
That boy a monster. I knew she was a bookworm. All right, round 2. Would you rather win a WNBA championship as a head coach, or
be a Hall of Fame coach at the college level and retire at the school of your choice?
Be a Hall of Fame coach.
Really? No ring at the highest level? She said that with no thought. Well,
no.
Congratulations, Kev. We officially tied 1-1, and this is the one that's going on.
This is for it all. Round 3. Would you rather fast forward 10 years and be an established head coach, or
go back to your senior year of high school, rewind time, and do it all over again, knowing what you know now?
The first one. Fast forward 10 years.
Really, Coach? That's what we're going to do? I sat up there and I went through all them books, wrote down all this, handed them to my wife.
I have a reason for my last answer, and I say fast forward 10 years. I moved right before my senior year of high school, and I needed 3 classes to graduate. No, 4. Really 3, but I had to join the choir because at this new high school, that was a requirement. I can't sing. I cannot sing. And I had to join this class in order to graduate from this high school. So put me at 4 classes. And my teacher, Ms. Blumenthal, I will always remember, she just told me I could lip sync, she didn't have to sing. But I was just like, to get all this way. So that's why I wouldn't go back.
So you hated that Ms. Blumenthal in that choir so bad you don't want a second chance at college or anything?
No. I loved her. It's just the fact that I had to take this class. I was like, y'all got to be kidding me. And I had to take it.
Oh, man, I should have just said go back to the Blacksburg and just said we'll go back to Virginia Tech and do that all over again. I shot myself in the foot.
Well, since you didn't, Keith.
Well, you know, you can't give you too much credit because Bobby go, you might not make it to the end of this episode. Hey, we love you, Bobby Brown. Real talk. Hey, Coach, Britney Anderson. The name of the show is You Got Next. We intentionally did that because we want to talk about what you got going on here in the future. I'm assuming you and your ladies. I know you got a couple of All-Americans coming back, including Haley Jones is coming back.
Haley Jones,
Yep. I can't remember that young lady number 24. She was a monster. Couldn't miss in the championship game. Is she coming back?
Mm-hmm.
She was a shooting guard. I can't think of her name, but anyway. So
Lexie. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Yep. So what's the plans? What can we look forward to from Coach Anderson here in the near future?
Me personally or the team?
You and the team. Just shower us with confetti.
Well, I think we have a really good team. We have some good pieces coming in. We have 4 freshmen. We have a 5th-year player as well who's a guard. We lost 1 player. I think we're going to be a very competitive team again. I think we have a lot of good pieces. And I think one of the things that makes our team special is everybody doesn't do the same thing. Everybody has their own little niche of what they do. For myself, just another year to grow and learn under Tara, learn from her, continue to get as many nuggets as I can get, to do what she has done for as long as she has done it, and transform and change as the game has changed. I think says a lot about her. So I just look forward to learning from her and going from there.
Now,
no more vacations. I think vacations are over for a while.
That's it? You're done? It's time to go to work? It's time to pack up the suitcase?
So Coach Summers, no more.
Hey, so any aspirations or dreams to become a head coach one day? And in particular, I know you chose Hall of Fame over WNBA, but do you want to go coach an WNBA team, or do you want to go Becky Hammond route, coach some guys? I mean, what is your dreams?
I would say right now I like coaching women's college basketball. I do eventually want to be a head coach. I don't want to coach guys. I'd rather stay coaching women, and then just kind of go from there. I'm not one of those people, some people saying 5 years I want this and 5 years I want that. I'm not one of those people because I never thought I'd be a coach, and I've kind of just rolled with it as it went. And I've never been like, I have to do this or I have to do that. And I'm a firm believer, like, your journey is your journey, and everybody's journey is not the same. And to some people, I had to learn when people were like, how did you get there? Like, your journey doesn't make sense, and it's okay. And it's not them asking it to be offensive. It's just one of those things where, like, some coaches have it planned out, and I'm just not one of those people. I just roll with it.
Absolutely.
All right, Coach. So where can people find you on social media?
My Twitter, my Instagram, and I'm on Snapchat's the same. It's Britney Britney 25.
And it's got a picture of her cutting down the net, just so y'all.
I'm gonna change it. It's gonna change.
Now leave it up. Leave that up.
No, that's classic. I love it. I loved it.
They need to know. Y'all ain't playing no games. All right. So any shout outs before you go?
I don't have any shout outs. I just shout out to my family. They inspire me, push me to keep going. Especially my niece and nephew, just because they're next in our family as far as growing up and being adults and figuring it out. But I'm just very thankful for them, and that's my only shout out.
Britney Anderson, You Got Next. Thank you so much for joining the show. You're amazing. We're going to be watching your journey at Stanford and the future endeavors, and we are going to support you in any way possible we can. We got your back, and we want to thank all of y'all for tuning in to another episode. Don't forget to like and comment. Leave some comments behind. Tell us how bad Kevin played Bobby Brown in this episode when I'm really the Bobby Brown. Tell us what you think about. You want to learn more about the college game, the women's, how they egregiously messed that whole locker room fiasco up. We couldn't even get into that, Coach. Ain't that crazy? It was so much stuff we weren't able to talk about. Or you want to talk about how she would probably drop 20, 30 buckets on Kevin Head with her accuracy. and her shooting ability. But we appreciate it. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Kevin so shamelessly plugged it early in the show. We do go live at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Wednesdays nights with the crew. It's a fun show. It's laugh out loud, just like you had a good time here. We talk about everything, fashion, shoes, it don't matter, sports, music. We have a great time. And remember, you got next. We got more great people coming, just like this story with Coach Anderson. We drop new episodes every Thursday and Sunday. And so we going to keep it cracking. Kev, what am I missing, man? You got anything you want to leave them with?
Did you mention the fact that I beat you in championship rounds?
That's... Everybody know, man. Everybody know, man. You the king of R&B. You the king of R&B. Ribs and biscuits. You the king of ribs and biscuits. Hey, so with that being said, listen, we love y'all. Y'all take care of one another. Stay safe. Be blessed. And we will see y'all again next time on Sports Life Talks. You got next. Yeet.